And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome back to the channel. Guys, today I'm very excited to bring you the review of Morbid, the Seven Acolytes. I've been very excited to put my hands on this game, and let me tell you, without a doubt, this is one of the best indie games of the year. And I was very lucky to receive an early review code so I can review the game for you guys, and let me tell you, you're up for a very bloody treat. Morbid, the Seven Acolytes is an isometric hack-and-slash RPG developed by Still Running and published by Merge Games. Now, I'm quoting the developers here. It is a game flushed with Lovecraftian horror and Cronenbergian gore, where you can experience an epic isometric action RPG filled with brutal boss encounters and a diverse world to explore. Now, just for comparison, I would say that this game reminds me a little bit of the early Diablo games, and also the Soul series. And speaking about the Soul series, I will start the review with this note. This game is a brutal, let me tell you, a brutal and hard game. It is definitely not the game for the soft gamer or the casual gamer. I mean, if you're up for a challenge, this is without a doubt the game for you. And hack and slash on the side, of course, that this is an RPG. Yeah, there's a lot of story and a lot of lore and a huge background. You are the last surviving Striver of Dibrom. Your duty, for which you have trained your whole life, is to defeat the Seven Acolytes, cursed and powerful beings possessed by malevolent beings called the Gahars. The Gahars have bound their twisted minds to the flesh of the Seven Acolytes, for without hosts they cannot survive. You must slay the Acolytes, thus ridding the Gahars of their flesh. Succeed, and you'll free the kingdom from the heavy yoke of their terror. Fail, and the malicious gods rule on, as the Acolytes rise anew, and madness prevails. So yeah, this is pretty much the background. I mean, the whole vibe and environment of the game, it's kind of this steampunk mixed with fantasy horror, but of course that the juice of this game is of course the gameplay. I mean, this is a hack and slash. So of course that it's all about combat. Hack and slash our way through foes with bloody and gore encounters. We can use a variety of slash, blunt and range weapons. We have swords, axes, spears and also guns. So yeah, you will be spending most of your time during combat. And let me tell you again, this is a hard game. You will die a lot. But it is not your simple and straightforward hack and slash. I mean, you really need to be very skilled at this game. You have dodging, you have to run, you have parrying, you have to aim. So it is not just about grinding and leveling up your character. Again, you really need to be skilled. We can say that it is one of those games where practice makes it perfect. Now, by defeating enemies and completing quests, we gain experience points, of course. And there is some management to take into consideration here. Our health, stamina and sanity. Now, to boost our character, we can improve our weapons with element runes or stat upgrades. But leveling here is not straightforward like your traditional RPG. What we have here in Morbid is blessings. Blessings are found throughout the map, and these are passive upgrades which we can improve, swipe and mix to customize our playthrough. In Morbid, there is no such thing as one strategy to defeat an enemy, a group of mobs or even a boss. It depends a lot in your gameplay style, so there's definitely some flexibility here. Now, one very important part of this game are the shrines. In the shrines we can read lore, we can meditate to regain our health, but just a warning, by doing so you respawn everybody. I mean, not the bosses, but every mob. It is also where you level up and spend your experience points. It is also a mean for fast traveling. So basically, it's pretty much your checkpoint, but again, you will be spending a lot of time here. Now, going back to the story, well, you can beat the game without the story, but you know, there's so much flavor into it. For example, you have a lot of flavor texts on the loading screens. You have a lot of item descriptions, side quests, dialogues, and you have some of the most weird items ever. For example, genetically modified broccoli, or even bleeding mushrooms. And it is fun because the lore, it is not just on the quests, you really need to explore it. So again, if you're craving for lore, or if you just want, you know, the hack and slash combat, or even if you want a little bit of both, you have it here. And there is no such thing as a right way to play this game. But again, you really need to be good at it. Now, about the graphics. Well, we are talking about an isometric pixel art RPG. The graphics are beautiful. Spot on, they really captured that accents and that ambience of, you know, Lovecraft, you know, steampunk, horror, a little bit of sci-fi maybe. It is very dark, very grim, again, very gory. The animations are spot on. I mean, you have guts and blood all over the place, and that is something that I forgot to mention. I mean, even though we're talking about a retro-inspired game, the game is brutal. It is very violent. We have plenty of environments, you know, from villages, we have abandoned towns, forests, and we have a variety of enemy sprites. It's not like they did, copy paste here. You have big boss battles and encounters. I mean, the boss battles are epic in this game. The animations are very, very vivid and fluid. Even the items in your inventory, I mean, they're very, very detailed. And I'm going to grab the word atmosphere here again, because atmosphere, it's what this game is really all about when it comes to the visuals. But of course that, in order to have a good and deep and immersive atmosphere, you need to have a very good soundtrack. And the soundtrack in Morbid is spot on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a full orchestrated soundtrack here. Like the graphics, it is grim, it sets the tone from the very beginning for what you are about to experience. It is dark, it is kind of gothic sometimes. I can easily say that this is a soundtrack that I will be listening to, just for ambience. And about the sound effects, they're spot on also. I mean, those squishy sounds and the blades and the clicking. You can really tell that there was a lot of work involved in this game. It sounds good, it sounds fun, it sounds awesome, but there is no such thing as a perfect game or a perfect anything. So I do have some small cons in this one. One is kind of a major problem for me in this game, and the other one is just, a little picky thing. Let's start with the picky thing, and this is just, my personal opinion of my personal taste. I mean, again, I love the graphics, it is definitely my type of game, but I mean, I do have some complaints about the protagonist, the character model. It just doesn't blend that well with the backgrounds and with the rest of the sprites. Even the face, I mean, it lacks a face. And again, I know it is a picky thing, but I mean, everything is so detailed in this game, but why not the protagonist? But the major problem, I mean, it's just the layout and the level design. It's very well done, it is flushed. Again, we do have a variety of environments here, but it's very easy to get lost. The game lacks a map, a world map or, an indicator. You are pretty much on your own. And I do understand that it is part of the challenge. Again, this is a hard game, but this is one of those things where it just makes it hard for the sake of being hard. So hold on tight to your stamina because you'll be spending a lot of it, just running and exploring and figuring out where you are. Now, to sum it up, is this the game for you? Well, if you like old school isometric games, if you played the old Diablo games, if you like a good challenge, well, yeah, without a doubt, this is the game for you. However, if you're not patient, if you don't like to die many times, if you want, a more easy approach, then maybe you should skip this one. Again, this is a warning. It is a hard game. It is a very hard game. But if you watch my channel, if you're watching this review, I bet that you love retro video games like me, so this game will be the right game for you. The game will be released tomorrow. I have the Nintendo Switch version, but it will also be available for the Xbox One, PS4, and Steam. And for all fellow collectors out there, there will be a signature edition from Signature Games. So yeah, there will be a physical edition. These will be available for both the Nintendo Switch and PS4. So if you want your physical copy, I mean, make haste because I believe that these will be selling out. And there you go, guys. This was my review of Morbid, the Seven Acolytes. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts so far on this game? Let me know if you like classic hack and slash games. And out of curiosity, let me know if you're planning to get the Signature Edition. So let me know down below. Guys, if you have the extra time, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to put a like on this video. Please subscribe to the channel and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.